What is good cooking?
I mean, I'm someone who loves tasty food, doctor. So I'm going to keep it simple. Any food that tastes good is good cooking. Because obviously my perspective might have changed over a period of time listening to folks like you. But if I have to be very honest, where most part of my life was all about, I think tasty food is equal to good cooking.
Taste is good cooking. That's where my problem is.
Yeah, true.
Right? So tasty food is always very good. Right? And then people eat it because it is very tasty. But what is the ingredient that makes it tasty in Indian food usually?
Fat. More fat equal to flavor. It could be animal fat, it could be oil, but obviously more fat equal to
Tell me more
fat.
about it. Oil?
Of course, oil, doctor. Anything that has slightly more oil, even when onions are roasted with sautéed with more oil, spices are roasted with more oil, it is tasty. When you use animal fat, animal protein, like in biryanis and all, doctor, the people specifically use the cut of mutton with slightly extra fat. So that extra fat makes the biryani tastier. So essentially what happens is it renders when you saute with oil. So you render mutton fat. So in West now people use beef tallow and all to fry French fries, right? Here that's not a common practice. Where here when someone thinks that someone renders a fat and use this to fry, it's an alien concept for the South Indian and Tamil Nadu folks. But the fact is, anywhere where you've had a good mutton meal, the cooks would know the whole art of using fat, render that fat, and cook mutton in the rendered mutton fat.
Tell me more about what does rendering fat means.
Essentially, you put some oil, then you add some mutton with fat or just fat, and you continue to cook it. What happens is that mutton fat essentially releases oil.
Oh.
So that's basically extra oil. And the fat, if it is this big, ends up being this small, and rest of it is just fat. But you cook it for a slightly longer time to get that rendering. In fact, that's a technique folks in our office use. Like one of your friends, Rajiv, who had a show with you, whenever he gets some extra fat, what he does is he spends few hours in the kitchen to render that mutton fat, and he calls it as liquid gold. He keeps it in the fridge. And he tells, and he'll share it with me also. He'll say, and even if you're making some sauteed chicken at home, don't use your nut oil or seed oil. Just take a spoon of it. Use this to saute your onions and add your protein. That's going to taste great. And it does.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It does. That's where the taste comes from.
That's where the taste comes. And all native cooks who have been cooking in feasts and all know this technique of rendering fat. It's just that the consumers or people who eat don't know. That's why we always feel that that's never how it tastes at home. The biryani never tastes at home because you might buy a lean cut of mutton. And if you buy something from an online delivery service, they're going to give it to you nice and clean with lesser fat. So it's going to taste good. It's nutritious. But you still don't get the taste that you get in a wedding, a Muslim
Like a
wedding,
Muslim
because that's where the whole goat is used. And all the fat of the goat is also going into the biryani. And that's where the flavor comes. So
I see.